Hi, this is the D.B.S.B.F. Wub wubbity wub wubbity wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Oh, my hair is awful. And that's me again. So what I'm going for here is showing you everything I go through. So I've got my phone on the old tickaboo. And I also go and check that PC isn't gonna, display anything untoward. And sometimes the child will come in and start playing something. It's child's brand, so just so you know. But I thought I'd also show what else I do, which is I will do some advertising. Oh no! So what I want to do is pop this up. I'll show you just where I go. I do Facebook. I've been doing TikTok recently. That is, it shouldn't be playing. And that's my typical routine for setting up a stream for you guys. How are we all? I hope you're well. I'm terribly excited, I have to say. And I'm trying this this whole I'm trying this whole being on the just chatting thing for the first time. A little bit uncomfortable. Basically just talking to myself in a room. And getting a little bit flustered. So cheers to you all. I hope you have had a good Thursday that we're on, I believe. I've been just winding up the day with some Taskmaster. Nah, mate, I'm here. The Blue Phantom. Hey, how's it going? And so there is actually a purpose behind this. I was just chatting about my evening of watching Taskmaster. It's been entertaining, but that was really beating around the bush for my unboxing of a new game, God of War Ragnarok, which I intend on using my free time. I'm very well, thanks. So, Blue Phantom 9, do I know you already, or are you just a very inquisitive young man? It's nice to have you along. Yeah, did you watch this evening's Taskmaster? So, unboxing, I mean, it's just unwrapping, it's nothing special. Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. Do you watch the new Alex Horn program that he's got coming out as well? I've seen the first episode of it and it was rather amusing. I'm just gonna abuse the fact that I'm using watching my Twitch. Thanks for joining, man. And so yeah, the aim of this. Hello, Sarah. How are you? So yeah, Taskmaster I thought tonight was really rather good. I quite like the balls and Munya being sneaky on it. I was really rather engaging. I haven't, mate. So I've only seen the first episode, and I mean, if you like Taskmaster, you'll like the Taskmaster TV show. I mean, he's rather Alex Horn is just rather good. You know, the whole premise of him finally getting his own show when he's sort of the brains behind Taskmaster. And what am I drinking? It's a toffee ale. Toffee ale by Harper's. It tastes pretty decent if you like puddings as a concept. So yeah, sort of the premise of this just chatting is because not coffee ale, toffee, and the lighting is a bit off, but so it sort of tastes like a bit of a pudding. You get a very toffee flavor, but also quite a beery flavor as well. Coffee ale, yeah. I quite like the darker stuff and what have you. But yeah, what I was saying with my new unboxing of God of War is that because the modern gaming experience isn't what it used to be, so it's not really, I don't think it's really reasonable, the first few hours of this game being viewed under any gaming content, because it's literally just going to be a game downloading. But that does give an opportunity for us to chat, doesn't it? So that's always fun. I can't remember what game I've got in there at the moment, so do bear with me as I act a little lost. You're from the south. Haha, I haven't played God of War. But apparently it's a great series. So this is God of War Ragnarok. It's the one that released, I believe, yesterday. And like, I intend on showing you the full modern gaming experience, which is you buy a game for an extortionate amount of money. I mean, I felt bad walking through town going, I'm going to spend this amount of money on one game, so I'm going to make the most of it. But yeah, the modern gaming experience, I don't know how... Oh, and you asked where my accent. I'm from the south. I'm from East Anglia, Suffolk. So just north of the old estuary. Quite way north, I mean. But so, I'm going to change scene now. And log into the old account. And you'll see what the modern gaming experience is from A to B. You see, I've just opened the game. I have inserted it into the modern computing device. Can I play it? Queued for copy. I may have to change my screen a little bit so I can actually see what I'm doing. Create. Calculating. There are 2 items. I can play the game in approximately 3 hours. I'm feeling 3 hours. Narnia is a distant land. I'm going America. Blue Phantom seems like American to me. It's a cool American name. And everybody loves being called an American, so if I'm wrong, then I haven't offended anyone. Please. The witch I always thought was cool. The lion is who I always thought the lion was dodgy. Yeah, no, nobody's offended by being called American. They're such an honourable people. Shall we go with genuinely honourable people and accuse you of being Welsh or Irish? Then we've gone full spectrum. You can't, if you're offended by American, you can't be offended by Irish. Irish people are great, as are Americans, just in a different way. How's the fam, D? All good. Sleeping mostly. So 4.5 hours is roughly where we've landed at. I could play after 20 minutes, but I have been assured that the update is crucial if you don't want your saves to corrupt. So 4.5 hours before I can actually enjoy the game. And as I have got work tomorrow, I mean, I'm not actually intending on being able to bite into this one yet. What's download app? Hugs. How's Cat? Cat has officially been diagnosed with diabetes, which is sad, but It means they've got to get all the procured bits in. I think we need a sharp spin. I'm from England. Yeah. So Ipswich based. As I said, East Anglia, Suffolk, just north of Essex, but the Colchester part of Essex, not Southend or anything. Sorry to hear it. Oh no, about the diabetes, not from the Ipswich. I mean, they both did. I would appreciate an apology for either. But yeah, it is sad about the cat. But we're going to get an appointment to learn how to inject him, and our insurance package is at least good. So I think they're offering like lifelong support. So you can't really. Were you drinking coffee or toffee ale? It's toffee. It tastes very much like a sticky pudding, but a sticky pudding that is a beer. The rich russet-coloured ale, brewed with the finest barley and Golding's hops, expertly crafted in Dorset. And it's a toffee ale made by Harper's. If anybody's watching from Harper's and you want to sponsor me, I will drink your stuff live on air whenever you want, but also do it for free, so you don't really have to. If we're getting endorsements out that I would like to have as well, Lime Bay, that is a good purchase if you like meads. And if you're a God of War Ragnarök fan, then you might like meads. Yes. So I mean, I would check your profile, but I'm a little bit, I don't want to leave the chat. It resets on me, and I don't really know how to do it. So, are you robotic because you're from New Zealand? That's another great place. You'll have to come visit, and I'll take you to Britain's biggest beer shop. We were Southerners from the accent. Well, both the diabetes and that you're from the South. Okay, so man doesn't like the South. So is he York? Is he York or possibly? I mean, it's fair. There's us Southerners are pretty soft. I can't argue to be North from the North. From North. I just wanted to pronounce the as to, because that's fun. I apologise for everyone I've offended. Blue Phantom is from Manchester. Oh, what a great place! What a great place! Oh, it's from Manchester. Is this going to be? I would love it if it's Ash. I'm hiding my face because for a brief second I forgot Ashton's name, and that would have been appalling. But not a Yorkshire tea. You don't get Manchester tea though. But I mean, Manchester is awesome. I love Manchester. Great people in Manchester. Not a Yorkshire tea. So Blue Phantom from Manchester. Nice to see you. Nice to chat to you. I mean, a Yorkshire tea is pretty good. And if by some chance I am talking to Sean Bean, then I mean, probably wouldn't identify as a Mancunian if you were Sean Bean. Find it bitter. Unfortunately, I've moved since many. Yeah, Manchester's a nice place. I think I've mostly been to the outskirts of Manchester, but obviously you have to go into the main skirts of Manchester to go the main skirts, the inskirts, the main skirts of Manchester to get to the outskirts of Manchester, because those are the opposites, main and out. Yeah, 4 hours and 5 minutes to be able to play a game that I've paid quite a lot of money for. I mean, this is the position of One Gaming. This is what I was trying to get at, is that as grandiose as the games do get, and this is if it's anything like the first game, which I played off camera. But I figured that if I'm going for a full gaming experience, you've got to start from the unboxing and engage with the tedium. I mean, this is, admittedly, usually you could, I could go through my other games and have a little bit of a razz. I'm not entirely sure whether I've lined this up so that you can hear the sounds of the Xbox. But also, I can't really be bothered to play any games. Oh, I could do something like Limbo or Inside, I guess. Um, Originally from East London. Yeah, no, my mum lived in London for a while, and even as a visitor, I wasn't really not. London is not my kind of place. East London, I mean, outskirts of London, Stratford. I think mum lived near Stratford. Not much of a country fan as well. Like for me, Ipswich is perfect because it really, really, really wants to be a city, but it doesn't have what it takes because everything is too like grassy and full of trees and nice and lovely. That you know the most you can get is overflow from other cities where they haven't looked after their or maybe they haven't tried so hard. But yeah, that's the Ipswich. It's a great place for that. I find it really wants to be a city. I like London for the museum. Yeah, no, London's a great place for like free stuff. Like if you want to go and see art galleries and stuff like that, and most of it is actually free, but you have to pay the premium of being anywhere near London, which is an extortionate price and really not worth it. Really not worth it. Like, well, I mean, as a day trip, maybe once or twice in your lifetime, London might be worth it. As a through stop where to get to other places in England as well, or in the UK, is kind of a vital necessity. But other than that, nah, London can do one. London can do a prickly one. Um, Not trying to suggest what kind of I'm not going into more intimate detail of what kind of one because I could get graphic. But yeah, 5 minutes. Do we want to have a little bit of a sneak peek in the chat of God of War, or are we just having fun? Cambridge is good for museums as well. Oh yeah, I haven't really done Cambridge too much. I've done like that junction. I could, well, if you call what I did performing, then you're being generous. But I performed at the Cambridge Junction bit. Full of well. Or is that we with a lot of exclamation marks? Because I can believe both. London is full of, well, it's also full of we. There's very often, I mean, probably not anymore because we've probably tried to modernize it and Febrezed everywhere on a regular basis or something equally ridiculous. Something that Boris Johnson brought in when he was the mayor of London, and now Sadiq Khan hasn't really been able to overrule, as everywhere gets Febrezed on a regular basis, so that it no longer smells of we, even though just as many people are weeing in the corners. Not all, obviously, but the people who make the rules. Cost me less than £40 for a return to come see. Yeah, I mean, in fact, am travelling up to King's Lynn-ish area in January because that's where Mum has the festival-y bit, the convention, the role play convention contingency, where everyone gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games, and it's very fun. And if you're interested in such things, then please do partake. I will be there for the weekend, so you can heckle me as I exchange tickets for tickets. 84 seconds. We made the first part of the hurdle at the D.B.S.B.F. Cool. I'll have to message it. Wait, see who? trying to come see me. Me. I believe she means me, unless. But the line for me that gave it away is only to come to Ipswich, and Ipswich is where I live. If I mean, she has also said that she's looked at your profile and knows where you live. So, I mean, I do indeed mean you. The problem is, Sarah, you're saying you, and both of us are reading that. There is a semantic problem. Like, you're hearing my voice, but theoretically, you're also reading his or the Blue Phantom Nine's text, and you is it's a transferable term. I mean Dale. I'm Dale, and D.B.S.B.F. and D.B.S.B.F. There is a meaning behind that if anybody's interested. Still 3 hours. But we've got over the first hurdle, so, yay us. I think kudos. We all deserve a congratulatory, I'd say a congratulatory drink. Literally, I just drunk the last toffee ale I have. But so I also promised to discuss the plans that I have. So the reason I'm kind of leaning into this performance, I suppose, is because I intend on using my annual leave that starts, technically tomorrow, to play as much of this game as I physically can within the time I have allotted. So I intend on being streaming more over the next week. Whilst I have people in chats, you can suggest times that would be ideal, or at least you think you would potentially be available. I'm not obviously going to commit to it and stalk your profiles and send you poo in the mail if you don't attend. But, if you've got any ideas of ideal times, I can try and make sure that I'm streaming at those. So that you can, I don't know, if you know that you've got a lull on Tuesday afternoons, then I could be there playing some of this game. And like I was saying earlier, from the first game, it's a beautiful game. So maybe I could be entertaining. Are you hyper or slightly tipsy? I mean, both. 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 I've been at my lunch breaks having Red Bulls, and they affect me for a long time. But I have stopped consuming caffeine from about 1 o'clock. Try to be responsible. And I do have to go to work tomorrow. So, that's another reason for not really wanting to see this right the way out. But I do also think that if, while we're here, we can, because the PlayStation will turn itself off. So if I can chomp out like another hour of that loading time and then lead it on, I don't know whether I'll do an hour. That could be a stretch. Nobody's going to be fascinated about me for an hour, I doubt. And also, need at least a drink of water in that time. Oh, that reminds me, because now I've gone through this, I need to kind of rejig back my loading screen. So it's going to look weird for a while I do that. I just need to take that off, put that back on. No, I need to take that off, that off. And now we're back. Is that right? Did that look right? So imagine that I'm going away. Out of 10. Like, I think over the next week I'm going to need to do another performance of Spanish Romance as my hold music, because I guffed a few lines, I guffed a few notes. It wasn't. It could have been cleaner. We're going for cleaner. I think I've scared someone away by going to the hold music. They're like, no, hold is not allowed, which is fair. People probably do hold a little too often. Oh. And yeah, I doubt I'll be able to keep this up for an hour. So, the fact that it went from, what was it? It was 4 hours and a half to begin with. It is now down to just over 2.5 hours. I'm cold, so I'm going to go get in bed. No, that's a good idea. Unfortunately, my recording recording. Well, unfortunately, probably fortunately, actually. Let's revise that sentiment. I'll take it back, scratch it, reverse it. Because I don't think Twitch wants to see that. I think that would, at the very least, lead to a shadow ban. I wonder if I can use the fact that my computer is. The fact that I'm on my computer. You know, I forgot that I'm on my computer. I thought that I was. What does his profile say that he was from? Is he, she? If I follow them, I reckon might come back. I'm Aiden. Live in Manchester, England. I enjoyed chilling with my crew. Hey Aiden, I don't know whether you're still watching. I think you're not, but yeah, I learned how to use technology today. Go me. Go me. I think that deserves a whoop whoop from the masses. Wow, I can't believe my friend saying that. That was escaped my lips. So 2.5 hours from 4.5 hours. We're getting there at least. It's a big download, but clearly I have decent internet connection. It's plowing through it. That leaves me optimistic that tomorrow we'll be able to start our session. I don't know whether I'll start late in the evening or on the Friday night, or whether I'll start fighting into it on the Saturday morning. Like I said, if there's any preferences, do let your thoughts be known. It's a Harlequin. It's a Harlequin. Have you got Harlequin jammies, or are you dressed as Harlequin to go to bed? Because, I mean, they're both good options. That's all I'm saying. Do, do, do. And the interesting thing for me is I've kept pattern. I mean, I have had help from both yourself, Sarah, and from Aiden. Also, we've had Sarah review the price of travel to Ipswich, which is encouraging because I'd love to see Sarah. Sarah is great. Everybody should love Sarah. And we'll cut all this. I mean, this has been what? Blimey, 30 minutes of me just talking to a brick wall, and I still have some pace. You do really want a glass of water. Coming a bit parched. But I mean, once again, I mean, I try to cover up the fact that I was just stalling for time, and might have pulled it off. We've bought ourselves time. So tomorrow when I go to play this, it will be a lot more downloaded because I will leave this rolling for the evening. I'm not going to go the full gamer experience because, as I said before, the full gamer experience would involve me being distracted. So we will allow some off-camera uploading of this because go get one then. I mean, but then I'm just streaming to no one. It's a bit rude, isn't it? And the clock is pounding down, you know? There's 2 hours. That's 2 hours in less than 30 minutes. When they say time is relative, that's what they mean. God of War is traveling faster at the speed because the bits inside of a computer, they have to travel less far, more far. I'm leaving. Lol. Go on hold. I could go on hold, or I could just wrap this up. I mean, if you're leaving anyway, then I will wrap this up at a good half an hour mark. Gives me some stuff to cut together, and you've given me an absolutely sick average. So I will be forever obliged to you. And yeah, I'll message you in a bit. So thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you had a fun time. I hope you have a marvelous time for the rest of the day, and I shall see you soon. And I will be back tomorrow once this little bad boy has fully downloaded onto the PlayStation 5. See you soon. Ciao for now. Bye. You spend extortionate amounts of money for a game. You leave it on overnight. And yet still, when you get back to it, you wait 6 minutes. Modern gaming for you. But come join me in 6 minutes if you want to see me play the actual game.